Okay, how's it going? Okay, my name is Ryan Halaska, and my entire life I have been searching and researching what is it, why is the reason I'm here, what is the reason what's the purpose of being, and these questions. And only recently have I gone externally searching, because it wasn't until I realized the fact that we are all one that I could consider someone other than myself in this physical manifestation may have pieces to the puzzle which I can gather from them to create a whole. And I want to say I have never in my life seen any UFOs or aliens. I've never had any kind of experience spiritually that is any more fantastic than everyday life, except for where I did have a Kundalini rising, which I attribute to well, my dissection from a small age, my dissection of reality, physical time-space reality inside my own inner self. I had come to such a vast, encompassing view of everything that I believed that I knew what reality really was. But nevertheless, there was always this feeling that there was a tiny, tiny little piece missing. And it's only recently that I've come to terms with it wasn't just a tiny, tiny piece. It was a tiny, tiny piece, but again, in order to be part of true reality, it was just that tiny piece was a reflection of the whole. So however much information I thought I had in my own self, researched and gathered internally, I've never meditated, just simply thought about things, dissected them in my own mind. I think I'd like to say that my particular talent is to take something that is so complex and convoluted, as everything is, but you also realize that no matter how complex it is, it's only a reflection, larger reflection of a tiny piece. So my particular, in my opinion, and may not be to you, but I think I could take something complicated and simplify it, which is what Albert Einstein and whatnot tried to do with his E=mc². He said he wanted to make an entire equation of the universe that was very small and simple. Now, never seen ETs, never seen UFOs, but I don't deny the fact that in physics, which I am also not a student of physics, never went to college or anything, just based off of my own internal dissection of perceptions of my five senses picking up in this reality, come to certain conclusions. Damn it. How long is that?
4.5.
I don't even remember. What was I just saying before I...
Come to conclusion?
Oh, my Kundalini experience. There's a person called David Wilcock. I'm sure a lot of you've heard of him and whatnot. Well, like I said, I had this whole big picture of physical reality and what it meant to me. And I thought it was so solid and perfect. But I knew there was some tiny little piece missing. That tiny piece was, of course, a reflection of the whole. So just as big a tiny piece missing. It was just as big as the piece, everything I already had. And then I had a dream, and I don't remember anything about the dream except for a single image, and it was of a pyramid created in like the ones in Egypt. And it was the pyramid, and underneath it, okay, the pyramid's on the surface of the earth, but where the base of the pyramid, where it ends and connects to the earth, take the land underneath it and then take that land out like a hole, so you have a reverse pyramid inside of the earth, coexisting with the one on top of it. I had no idea what this meant at the time. I watched some fascinating videos, which anyone who strives to learn these things or think outside the box, whichever box you're describing, could be a number of infinite number of boxes depending on the views and beliefs of the individual, but thinking outside the box, I listened to David Wilcock, and he discussed in his interview with Project Camelot something called the 0 point reference in everyone's biological time. Now, when I heard that, two things happened. One was instantly, it felt as if I was a tiny pillar inside of the middle of an expanding infinity, which is the universe itself and everything. And secondly, which you have to think in dualities, micro, macro, big, small, I came to feel consciously as this Kundalini was rising up. It started from Kundalini, it started from the spine and went up. I didn't know if I was dying or going to spontaneously combust, burst into flames, because that is actually what he was talking about at that point in time, moving the 0 point reference, and people burst into flames, people get stuck and you have to rub them and all this stuff. See, I have no facts, I'm nothing, I'm just a person that's a thinker, but it struck such a chord in me that it brought my dream of the pyramid made of physical matter and then the inversion of the pyramid underneath it. It made it so obviously clear. Things that are anything really that is here is a blessing, because since I'm holding this in my fingers, this is a blessed material, a hyperdimensional material. It exists in this realm as space encompassed. Therefore, it also exists in time-space. This is space-time, this is time-space, what David Wilcock said, And up here, where we are, space is three-dimensional and time is one-dimensional, meaning we are contingently tethered to what we feel or conceive as the present, flowing infinitely, ever tethered to a specific one-dimensional point, which is right now, dot, right now, it's one dimension. And even going forward and backward, in which we know we can do this because we can think, we can say, where was I yesterday? And we can picture it in our heads. We could say, I went to a store, or I saw my friend. And we can easily visualize that, and we can also visualize the future. As in, I'm going if you're on your way to the store, and what are you going to get? I'm going to get a loaf of bread and some bologna, whatever.
Okay.